Ho ho ho, what do you know? Going beyond the narrative of the Christmas video. So, I've seen a lot of people asking, why does Shanann force them to take their pictures with Santa? She knows Santa scares them. I think that a lot of people are mistaken whenever they think that these videos are videos that were supposed to work out but ended up in tears. In fact, I think many of the tears are planned. Sadly, of course.
Let me see your slippers. Santa's scared.
Never let it be said that I cannot admit whenever I am wrong, because another thing that I peeped about the Christmas video, sadly, is that it looks like Bella's she's so anxiety-ridden, she's so fearful, she is in a state of angst, and she seems to be pulling out hair here. To me, this is confirmation that she is pulling out her hair. Now, whether that is because she gets her hair pulled due to performance and being rewarded for performance via her hair, everyone claims that we don't know that, and I guess we technically don't, but we don't have to jump too far to make a logical conclusion. What is the opposite of a reward? Hair clips are a reward. So what is the opposite of that? A punishment. So I don't think that we have to jump too far to see Bella's hair being used as punishment. We have it on video. I think that it is performance anxiety, as well as I think that it represents a form of violence that is probably perpetrated against Bella on a regular occasion. And I'm really sorry to say that I speculate such a thing. But this is really sad, and this video is what is setting it off. She's anxious that she's not going to perform well for her mother. Confirmation that Bella definitely is a hair puller herself. And I just released an episode stating that I really didn't think she does this. And maybe she's not, but that's pretty much what it looks like to me. 1 hair, 2 hair, 3 hair. Like she's just maybe pulling tiny strands, one by one, which is what I read trichotillomania mostly consists of. Now, we see her being very protective of her hair from other people. So that is what leads me to wonder if this is something she's displaying due to having it perpetrated against her. There's actually a lag between switching from your front-facing camera to your rear-facing camera, and I think that Shanann's actually utilizing the lag between audio and switching between camera views to her advantage, and in order to silence certain things that she's not wanting us to hear. There are 2 particulars where this note becomes relevant, and that is Bella keeps trying to express something about the presents. It is my belief that what she's trying to say is that she didn't ask for this water bottle. It is just another one, as she said. But each time that Bella mentions the present, right before she says, "Well, that's the one Santa got you," she moves the camera. And there are actually several times where she makes an excuse for why she's moving it. So as soon as the present gets brought up, she'll turn the camera and she'll say, "I'm trying something, mumble, mumble." Now, the second relativity is that you can hear Celeste screaming. Now, I believe that she's saying, "Ouch, ow," in many instances of this and in between parents talking. Now, many times that I feel like it may be clear that Celeste is verbalizing some sort of expression for out or ow, and Shanann will flip the camera because we get that audio again from the camera flip and the lag of connection to the live session each time that she flips the camera view. These are 2 times that you will notice this camera flip if you pay attention, and Bella is shut down every time that she mentions this present, and in fact, every time that Bella has a sour face and Shanann is calling her the Grinch, the present is being brought up. Native Neeks Peekers have seen an episode that I completed which was called H2 No, What's Prohibited, and it is about the water prohibition in the home and that there are certain restrictions with concern for drinking water at certain times. And I did not include the alleged request for water bottles for Christmas as a part of that video because it is my belief that that's not actually what these kids asked for. Now, my number 1 reason for not believing is that obviously both girls wouldn't have asked for the same thing and they got the same thing. So I don't really think these presents had anything to do with what the girls requested. I don't actually think that they got any more presents than this year either because, as you'll see in this episode, I believe that Shanann probably would have posted those, and you hear her make an excuse for it in the Christmas video. She actually says, "Do you not want Santa to bring more presents later?" Or I'm sorry, she says, Santa's not going to bring more presents later, like as a threat. What kind of weird instance would Santa bring you 2 presents and then you would get presents later on that night from Santa? Weird logic, but to each their own. But I'm not about to believe that 2 toddlers asked for the same thing, got the same thing. Get out of here. Just like Bella said, it was just another one, another thermos, another cup. They had lots of these over the years. As a side Christmas note, in one video, I can't even remember which one it is right now, right off the top of my head, but there's a video where Shanann tells us right before Christmas 2017 that the refrigerator broke. I wondered if that was the reasoning why they couldn't afford presents for the girls on this year. I've actually wondered before if that is why Chris had the picture of the thermostat in the fridge to actually see if it was broken, maybe from that last Christmas. Was this something he was investigating? Was the fridge really broken that year? Did she just want a new fridge? Or was he just checking the temperatures so he could put it on Craigslist? Or, well, you guys know the other nefarious theories, but we'll get to those later. Ends Christmas side note. I think she was filming a horror show here. That was what this was. We were watching a horror show and she was instigating Celeste crying. Celeste was supposed to cry and these tears were planned. Just like the pie in the face video, that was never supposed to go off without a hitch and kids enjoy it. It wasn't just a mishap, a toy that didn't go right. The Santa video was never going to go right. That was his intent. That was the reason. That was the purpose. That was the plan. That was take 1. Now, I think with the one section where we actually hear Bella verbalize that she asked for a water bottle. However, Chris is asking her, more or less, in my opinion, as a prompt, because they've rehearsed this already, and Bella knows that she's supposed to be claiming that she wanted the water bottle. That's kind of why she has that moment where she's giving in, like, but I didn't ask for it, though, she says, or something to that nature. But yet again, Shanann's going to cut her off and flip the camera and interrupt her each time that it's brought up. Now, what is really freaking sad is this becomes all the more sadder whenever you hear the audio enhanced because you hear that Celeste in the background is screaming, ow. So in the instance that Chris prompts her and says, what did you ask for? She's answering in a hostage situation pretty much. She has her sister screaming in the background. God knows what is making her say ow. Just imagine the situation you have to be in to be begging for the parent that you don't even think is home. So she's not even necessarily begging for help. She's just pleading in wretchedness. I mean, she's hopelessly yelling out for a parent that she doesn't believe is home. And I believe that Shanann actually starts out the video by somehow inducing these tears. I think that the very beginning clip that we see of the girls screaming, or that we see of Celeste screaming, is prompted. I think either, she gives her one of her nips or some sort of incentive to cry. And you can see that Celeste doesn't actually run away, like she doesn't run upstairs and go completely away from the filming. She just goes back to the living room. Well, Shanann, while obstructing our view, joins the girls in the living room. Then she begins to pit them against one another. So we see her say, Bella, come on. And whenever Bella has affirmations that she doesn't want to do this, she says, well, I'm going to go get Cece. And you actually hear Bella change her mind or make some sort of verbalization that is argumentative, like, no. This is something we see this mom doing often, which is really sad. To teach them to be competitive over you. And then she laughs and makes posts about how competitive they are and how she doesn't have enough arms to carry one of them, or both of them. But that's a conversation for a different day. Anyway, it's easy enough to hear all of these owls going on in the video. It's plenty enough owls to say that my theory is logical. I was actually somewhat surprised by them. I think that she does a pretty good job turning the camera during each owl or out pleading that she's having in the background. During that point where Santa is actually giving Bella her presents after Shanann threatens to switch gears and do it with Cece. Now, period, point blank, to anyone paying attention, it is clear as day that Shanann, in many of these exchanges and many of these camera flips They are occurring for no reason. They have no production value. So she's either turning the camera at just a door and she's obscuring our view of what's actually happening, or she's just flipping it for no reason and mumbling under her breath, making excuses, saying she's trying to do something. I'm trying to blah, blah, blah. And what was happening was something nefarious, per always in the Watts home. What, you thought they changed it up because it was the holidays? Happy holidays, you guys. I'm out.